General Assembly. But if you can somehow separate the emotion, and you're a lifelong
Pawtucket resident, yes,
exactly.
Absolutely so.
So if you can somehow step away from that emotion, because it's intrinsic, it's in the blood. People bleed Pawtucket Red Sox red. Okay, isn't the city potentially better off without them?
From a financial perspective, yes, we could be. Absolutely, long term.
Right. Given the type
that's
of
a fair comment. Yep.
Given the type of things that this administration has set in motion, the type of development that all of a sudden is catalyzing along the banks.
Let's go with coalescing.
Coalescing. All right. All of a sudden coming together. You know, and there's all these synergies are taking place that haven't existed in years in Pawtucket. Aren't you better off? There just seems to be this. If we can overcome this one emotional obstacle.
Pat, as you talk about from financially, absolutely, because the city gets just the meals and beverage tax from that facility.
Right.
But when you start talking the marketing perspective and the branding perspective, that goes a long way too. It's not financial necessarily in the city's pocket, but there's value to that could be part of a coordinated agenda or message, from the city of Pawtucket, from a AAA when we look at our waterfront. So there would be a loss there as well. But financially, yeah, that's a fair statement.
Fair enough. We want to have. We would love to have the administration and more. We'd love to get some of your economic development people. We call it our own little Pawtucket Palooza here, because the city's got such a great story to tell. And there's, again, in a sense, because you had to almost restart from ground floor, there's an opportunity here that really doesn't exist in a lot of Rhode Island.
Right, and you're bucking. What's happening in Pawtucket is you're bucking this what I call the Providence-centric economic development model that basically has ruined this state and all of the outlying communities, from Pawtucket to Woonsocket to Scituate to Foster. We've kind of had this plan of put all the cool things in Providence and hope to God that it trickles out to the outlying communities. Pawtucket, Woonsocket, Central Falls, all examples that has not worked for the last 40 years. So we salute you for taking the hard job and getting it done. Really, I mean, things are starting to move along really quickly in Pawtucket, and so congratulations.
Thank you. But even sitting here, I tell you, it's very frustrating because it does take a lot of time to get there. But, you have younger leaders like myself and Mayor Diosa, who is a great partner, who are looking at things differently. And you're absolutely right. It's always been big brothers around. Mm-hmm. We know between between Providence and between Boston, and we're a lot less costly. We have a lot more to offer, and now we're starting to market it that way. So thanks for recognizing that. I appreciate it.
You're Brooklyn. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you,
I hope
Pat.
we're going to go into a little bit of musical number, but again, we've had the pleasure here. It'll be on the podcast. We'll be rebroadcasting on coalitionradio.org all week. Mayor Donald Grebian of the great city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Mayor.
it.
Well,
okay, so do we have our musical cue coming up here? Okay, so we wanted to give a special shout-out this week to Steve Ahlquist and Bob Plain over at rifuture.org for exposing the Rhode Island representatives who continue to vote against same-sex marriage by voting against the so-called solemnization acts pertaining to same-sex couples. Rhode Island, like most states, allows for one-day dispensations to allow anyone to act as an officiant of a wedding upon an order from the General Assembly. Same-sex marriage has been the law of the land in Rhode Island for 2 years now, and the recent U.S. Supreme Court ruling declaring state-based bans on same-sex marriage has made it clear these representatives have no respect for the law, preferring to legislate based on their own 18th century false moralities. So, in light of these representatives flouting Rhode Island and U.S. law, we send this long-distance dedication to Pat,
Representative Samuel Azzanaro,
Representative Arthur Corvese,
Representative Robert Phillips,
Representative Justin Price,
Democratic Representative Joe Trillo,
Representative Robert Lancia,
and of course the great Representative Sherry Roberts. Can we say one thing to them?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
It'll be okay.
So congratulations, Reps, on continuing to mar the image of our great state. Roger Williams is rolling in his grave right now. And with that, we sign off. Thanks, folks. This is The Coalition.
CoalitionRadio.us, Facebook.com/The Coalition Radio, on the mighty Twitter, Coalition_radio. We blog, we stream, we do it all, we entertain.
And we let it go.
Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
No right, no